is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be looking at how the NFC North is now stacking up after the bye week for the Detroit Lions. So let's get right into it. Before we get into the video, I want to give a shout out to this man on Instagram, okay? I'm going to show you guys a profile pic. Go check this guy out, okay? He's definitely helped me out, and I just had to give him a quick little shout out in this video for sure. But now we're going to be looking at the NFC North. Now, the Detroit Lions had a bye week, as we all know today, and the question really was coming in, okay, the Lions are coming in as a third place team. Where are they going to move? Now, I try not to look too much into the standings because it's only, week 5? I mean, we're not that far into the season, and the Lions had a bye. I mean, we've only played 4 games, but it still is interesting to look at. Now, every single other NFC North team played today. The Minnesota Vikings played, the Bears played, and the Packers played. And there was a lot of interesting things to look at. But I will tell you this, I've watched some of them. I watched the entire Bears game, basically. I watched most of the Packers game, and I actually didn't watch any of the Vikings game. I mean, other than a few highlights, I didn't watch much of that at all. But they did win 28-10. I saw that versus the Giants. Now, I didn't watch that game because they were on at the same time, so I was watching the Bears one instead. And the Bears one was crazy, okay? I probably should have, I was going to turn it, right? Because it was 17-0. I was like, yeah, this is boring. But then all of a sudden, it became a game, okay? So we're going to start off with the Minnesota Vikings, who now sit in last in the NFC North. Now, let me tell you, when I say they sit in last, they're not far out of anything, okay? They're 3-2. Bears are now 3-2. Lions 2-1, and the Packers are now 4-1 after today's win. Looking at the Minnesota Vikings, though, they're 3-2. They won today 28-10 versus the Giants, okay? So even though they're last in the NFC North, they did win today, and they won pretty big. Kirk Cousins had a very good bounce-back game, and there was definitely a lot of heat for Kirk Cousins for sure, okay? There was a lot of crazy things going on there. Kirk Cousins was trying to play it off like, yeah, you know, there was nothing going on, okay? We don't listen to the outside noise. Well, buddy, the outside noise is actually inside your locker room, okay? And he had to have a big game because there was definitely not a lot of good things going on there, and they did. They had a good game against the New York Giants, and they got it done. And the Vikings, even though they're still in last, they definitely help out the record, okay? And they are tied with the same record as the Chicago Bears. Now, Chicago Bears actually lost today. Thank you. At least one NFC North team lost today. And that was the Chicago Bears, okay? Now, they played the Raiders. They got down in a huge hole. The Raiders ran all over them. They were getting short passes. They were dominating them on the line of scrimmage. And they came up to a 17-0 lead to end the first half. But in the second half, mainly the third quarter, the Bears really took over this game, okay? And it was mostly, in my opinion, the Raiders just not knowing what the heck they were doing, okay? First of all, they had a mistake where they caused their own fumble, which put the Bears in position to score a touchdown, and then they just really couldn't match anything, okay? Derek Carr couldn't find really an answer, and the Bears were able to get back into the game with a few big plays, and the running game started to go a little bit. Chase Daniel got a little bit more comfortable, but at the end of the game, Derek Carr and the Raiders were able to take the lead, go up 21-17. The Bears could not answer. Chase Daniels actually threw an interception to the Raiders, which pretty much solidified the game, and the Bears now fell to 3-2, and that puts the Lions ahead of them for second place right now. And as we know, our Detroit Lions have the bye week, and the Green Bay Packers won today. Now, they played the Cowboys, and the Cowboys played pretty awful, okay? Let me just say that. This game got off to a terrible start. I believe it was 31-3 at one point. It was really, really bad, okay? They didn't seem like they could do anything, and then they started to slowly come back near the end of the game, but it just was way too little, way too late, okay? They tried to make that little bit of a comeback. They were down by 10. They started moving the ball. Let me just say, Jason Garrett, your clock management is terrible. I don't know what the heck they were trying to do there. They were calling timeouts. I don't know what they were doing, okay? They were basically playing for the onside kick. Then they waited till 4th down to take the field goal instead of taking on first down, which I understand a lot of coaches do that. But he called a timeout to take the field goal because Dak Prescott ran and he stayed in bounds. So they called a timeout. They had to waste their last timeout with about 1:40 to go, which would have been helpful because if they don't get the onside, maybe you get a chance at a punt return. But no, they don't get that because they missed the field goal anyways and you were out of timeout. So it really wouldn't have mattered. They would have had to get the onside back. But they missed the field goal. So they lost that game 34-24. I would say the Packers looked really good today. But what was it, okay? Why they get going? The running game. They had a huge running game, which was not really relevant against the Philadelphia Eagles. But today against the Cowboys, it was really, really good, okay? The Packers were able to run the ball really well. I believe it was 4 touchdowns for the running back Aaron Jones. And that was a huge factor in Packers winning. As you know, if you can run the ball, you really open up the game. And that's what the Packers did. And that's why they won today versus the Cowboys, okay? So it does lower a team that could potentially be fighting for a wild card spot later in the year. We will play them anyway, so it might not have that big of an impact. We were hoping the Packers would lose, right, because that puts us in first as for now, but they did not lose. The Packers did win today's game. So the Packers improved to 4-1. We will be playing them this weekend, well, the week to come up, okay, on Monday night. It's not really a weekend. It's Monday night. I'm excited, okay? I'm excited for this Monday night game. The Lions will be taking them on. If the Lions can win this game, they will improve to 3-1-1 and drop the Packers down to 4-2, which would, I think, put them in first place. Now, if the Lions lost that game, they would drop to 2-2-1, and it would prove the Packers to 5-1, which would be... I mean, it's not too far apart because you got to think it's only 2 losses, okay? You can't necessarily look at the wins yet. You have to look at the losses. That's what I try to focus on. But it would still be maybe a little bit of a gap there, right? And we'd have to try to fill that. Now, we got through a lot of our hard games already, and I know they still have like tougher teams coming up, but you still want to win this game, okay? This is going to be a really big Monday night game for the Detroit Lions in Green Bay. It's not going to be good, easy. Then we play the Vikings, and our schedule kind of lines up really after that. So we'll see what happens, but as of now, we sit in second place. My takeaways, the Vikings... Not much there, right? I didn't really watch the entire game. They did play the Giants. I kind of expected maybe a little bit of a bounce-back game. Chicago, they kind of got bullied. They came back and fought, but with Chase Daniels, I just don't know if that's enough. Now, Mitchell Trubisky would say, well, that's not enough either. I don't know, but they weren't able to get it done. The Packers, when they can run the ball, they're going to be tough, but that's similar with every other team. So right now, like I said, Lions second place. We will be playing them on Monday night. This week or next week? I don't know how you guys say it. I'm going to say next week because right now I'm recording this Sunday. Anyways, you guys have any thoughts? Let me hear them in the comments below. Thank you, Prop, for watching, and I'm out.